Do we trust our doctors with this power, let alone anyone? Medically assisted suicide is an option for terminally ill patients who only have 6 months or less to live. This is relevant to me because it was recently passed in Hawaii, my home state. This law is also passed here in California, along with 6 other states. Despite being passed in some areas, this law is still highly controversial and has many concerns surrounding it. First, I'll start off with a basic overview about the law and its recent passing in Hawaii. The law was passed in Hawaii as the Our Care, Our Choice Act and is commonly referred to as Death with Dignity. Our governor of Hawaii, David Ige, stated how this law allows patients to make end-of-life decisions with grace, dignity, and peace. For this law to apply, the patient must be 18 years or older and have less than 6 months to live. This law was contested for over 20 years in Hawaii and was only passed recently. The reason it took so long to pass was because of Hawaii's community voicing their concerns and opinions on the issue. The 3 concerns associated with death with dignity include hasty decision-making, misdiagnosis, and a waning support of palliative care. The first concern is patients and doctors making rash decisions when it comes to easing pain and costs. To prevent this, 2 requests must be made for life-ending medication with a 20-day waiting period in between to think about the issue. The second issue is a misdiagnosis of a terminally ill state. To prevent this, 2 healthcare providers must confirm the health state of the individual who has a terminally ill state. The third and final concern is a decreasing support for palliative care. Palliative care is dealing of pain through sedation. People think that by having life-ending medication, it will be chosen more often than costly and lengthy palliative care. The option to choose the time of death for a patient is considered to be something that provides comfort for patients who may be suffering from very painful procedures or conditions. Concerns like these are the questions we need to discuss and figure out for ourselves to determine whether this law belongs in our country. Do we want this law to spread beyond the current 7 states? This issue is a complex and moral issue that we need to determine so that we can figure out if it belongs in our country. I'm lucky enough to have never had a family member or myself be terminally diagnosed, but if this were to change, how would I stand on this bill? I urge you to know where you stand on this issue going into the future.